So in this video, we're going to cover how you can turn one simple LinkedIn post into 10 sales calls with what we call the amplification strategy. Now, you might be in a situation where you're spending hours writing the perfect LinkedIn post and then you hit publish, you get a little spike of likes and comments, but then there's nothing that comes after that. You find that the post dies and you're basically back on the content treadmill trying to create something new. And this is really one of the biggest mistakes I see B2B service providers make, is that you're great content creators, but you're terrible content distributors. So what if I told you that there's one single high quality post that could generate 10, 15, or even 20 sales calls for you? It is possible, but it's not a case of just praying and spraying. So what we need to make sure that we do is actually create content, combine it with amplification systems, and then squeeze every drop of ROI out of every single post. And in this video, I'm going to teach you our 4-part amplification strategy to turn your best content into a lead gen machine that actually works for weeks and not hours. And it's the same type of approach that's taken me to over 55,000 followers on LinkedIn all organically, 10 million impressions last year, and our clients at Influx have calendars like this, full LinkedIn inboxes like this, and Stripe dashboards like that, all from following these types of strategies. So the first thing is, let's diagnose the actual problem. It's the fact that most people are just using the post and pray method, and it looks something like this. You're spending a couple of hours crafting a thoughtful post, you publish it, you get the spike, and then it just ends up falling off a cliff. It's like the post is dead. It's just kind of like buried in the feed, and then you're right back to where you started, staring at a blank page, and then you just got to create something new. And it feels a bit like a hamster wheel, and it can be a recipe for burnout, and definitely it's not going to give you predictable business growth. So the solution is really to stop thinking like a content creator and start thinking like a content distributor, because the goal isn't just to publish the post, it's actually to amplify it. So the amplification strategy, really, it's a 4-step process for taking one single winner and then milking it for all that it's worth. And the 4 steps are identify, engage, outreach, and repurpose. And this system's actually going to allow you to take a post that got great engagement and actively turn that engagement into sales calls. So let's break down each step. The first step is to identify a winning piece of content, because you can't amplify a post that no one actually cared about in the first place. So I want you to go to your LinkedIn analytics and look at your last 10 to 15 posts. Now, you're looking for one that stands out in terms of engagement. And by the way, if you haven't been posting yourself consistently, look at someone who's similar within your space, within your industry, and you can get some ideas and some inspiration for them. Then look at the comments and reactions and the views, and it's usually obvious. The one that got double or triple the comments of the average post, this is going to be your winner. Now, the market has raised its hand and basically told you, we care about this topic. So our entire strategy is now going to revolve basically around this single proven piece of content. Now, the second step is then to engage with every single person who commented on your winning post. But we're not just going to reply with thanks for a comment. That's a dead end. For every thoughtful comment, you're going to actually reply publicly and then follow up with a private DM. So the DM should continue the conversation. So you could say something like, hey, name, really appreciated your comment on my post about topic. You made a great point about, mention their point. Curious, how are you applying that in your business right now? So you can see the goal is to move the public conversation to a private one. The people who commented are really your warmest leads. These are people actively interested in the topic. So by engaging with them in the DMs, you can qualify them. And if they're a good fit, you can then pivot to a sales call. So you can easily generate your first 2 to 3 calls just from this step alone. Now, the third step is then to use your winning post as a tool for new outreach, and this can be incredibly powerful. So instead of a cold generic outreach message, you're now leading with value and social proof. So for your new connections or a list of ideal clients, you could send a message like this. Hi, name, thanks for connecting. I recently wrote a post on topic of your winning post that seemed to resonate with people and sparked a lot of discussion. Thought you might find it interesting since you're in their industry space. Here's the link. So you can see that you're not actually asking for anything. You're giving them a piece of content that you already know is valuable because the market has proven it. This is a much warmer, more effective way to start a conversation, and many people will reply with their thoughts, then opening the door for you to ask questions and potentially book a call. Now, the fourth step is then to repurpose and relaunch. A winning post should not be a one-time event. Really, it's a valuable asset that you can and should reuse. So there's many different ways to do this. You can actually take the core idea of the post and turn it into a short YouTube video, or you could expand on the topic and then publish it as a full length LinkedIn article, which then has a longer shelf life. You could also create a simple one-page PDF checklist based on the post and offer, and then offer it as a lead magnet in your featured section. And one of my favorite tactics is you can simply repost it 60 to 90 days later, just change the first line to make it feel fresh, and most of your audience won't have seen it the first time, so it gives you another chance to amplify. One winning post you can now see can become the foundation of your content, actually for an entire quarter if you're really smart about it. So just to recap, you want to identify a winner, engage your commenters, use it in your outreach, and then repurpose it for a second life. And this is how you can get off the content treadmill and start getting a real ROI on your time. And this one post can actually lead to 10 or more sales calls just from taking this approach. Now, this is just one of the systems that we use at Influx to help our clients to generate predictable pipeline. So if you want to see a full end-to-end system that we use to guarantee results, I lay it all out in a completely free video and free training that I'm going to leave a link to in the description box of this video below. You're in a situation where it's time to really stop just creating content and start building a business around it. So check the link that I'm going to leave in the description box below. I hope you have found this video helpful. If you have, please do take a second to like it, leave a comment, share, and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one.